Hello, Steve Miller here, Stephen J. Miller, I should say. Right, in this video, I'm talking about fat shaming squealers. Why? Well, you probably know, as well as I do, that over the internet, the program Fat Families went viral. I mean, we're 10 years on or whatever it is, and the program, clips of the program just keep getting watched and watched and watched. Probably because it makes people laugh as well as makes some people annoyed, thinking that it's fat shaming. It's all right. I'm just turning my phone off, guys. So in this video, what I want to talk about is what is fat shaming, and sorry, what it isn't. I think it's easier to say what it isn't, okay, from my perspective. And I say this is someone for the last 20 years that has been supporting people. Is it 20 years? It's around that. Supporting people to lose weight, but also to manage their weight into the future. Most of the time I've done it well, helping people to do that. And sometimes maybe I've not been the right person for them. And that is absolutely fine. Now, you may have an opinion on fat shaming, and I welcome your opinions, even if you disagree with me. But of course, I would encourage you to do it respectfully. Okay, so what isn't fat shaming? Because we need to know what this is all about. Warning someone about being too fat or putting on weight or increasing their weight, for example, a loved one, is not fat shaming. It is indeed, if you think about it, potentially life-saving. So anyone that tells me that actually warning people about it is wrong because that's fat shaming, I say that you are possibly, by not talking to them about it, putting people on potentially on death row, because it only takes an arm around the shoulder and a word with someone, sometimes firmly, sometimes with a hug, and all of that stuff. Yes, not warning them about it can actually be very detrimental to their health. And I've met many people over the years that did not take responsibility, did not take action, and sadly passed away. Okay, the next thing is, often people will say to me, but complimenting somebody that they've lost weight and done well to lose it is fat shaming. I call that bullshit, to be quite honest with you. What is wrong with encouraging someone to by actually complimenting them on losing a lot of weight that was detrimental to their health, so that they are going to potentially extend their life? So frankly, I think that's waffle bollocks, in my opinion. Asserting the dangers of fat, I've kind of talked about. Now, I remember some time ago, Cancer Research in the UK actually put out a message, right? And they put out a message saying that obesity now was the second biggest trigger cause of cancers, a number of cancers. They were accused of being fat shaming. Again, I think that's bullshit. And I think you will agree with me that if obesity is likely to trigger cancer, right? I think people need to know that. People need to know that, and I think we're losing common sense when it comes to understanding how we manage the obesity crisis, because we have to get we have to kind of, in my opinion, in terms of managing it as a society, we have got to realize that we've got to be a bit more straight talking about it. And the one thing I want to say is also this, because this links in a lot to when I'm accused of it, from a program 10, 12 years ago, whenever it was. Humor motivates many people, okay? And of course, there is academic science on this with research studies and whatever, if you wanted to look that up, that says that humor and laughter are good for motivation and individual motivation. So do I use humor my way? And some people will hate my humor. That's okay. I ain't got a problem with that, right? But do I use humor to help people to lose the weight? Absolutely. Absolutely. And why not? And why not? And I'll tell you why not. Because when you've got the challenge of losing weight, it can be, for a lot of people, one hell of a challenge. And it's a challenge of the mind, because most people know what to eat to be slim, okay? What I do want to say, therefore, is if I can put a smile on someone's face and if I can get them to laugh in the face of fat, that's all for the good, right? And if people don't like that, they don't have to listen to me. They don't have to work with me and all of that sort of stuff, right? We've got a choice. So people are motivated by humor. And I always say to people, it's important to laugh your lard off. Yeah. And I do say to people, many people, you're too gorgeous to be fat. Yes. Because perhaps it's the first time ever someone has taken the time out to give somebody some individual attention that gives them a motivation to move forward and to do the things that they know they need to do to feel better about themselves, and also to absolutely protect their physical and mental well-being. And I say mental well-being simply, and this is important, obesity itself causes mental health problems. Often people will say, well, it's the other way around. Mental health problems cause obesity. I get that. I do get that. But also being obese can trigger mental health problems, including depression. Okay, so I think this video is all about saying, I think sometimes the fat shaming squealers need to think before they speak or type away online. Yeah. And I also think that as a country, we have to get a grip and start not worrying about, for example, using that word, the F word, fat. Yeah. On that note, I'm off, and speak to you soon. Bye for now.